Is woo-wee.
Yeah.
Woo-wee.
The real deal.
I mean, he came from the depths of the bottom of the sea to get to where he is because the guy was 6'1" as a junior in high school, man. And now he's getting the job done down there in New Orleans. Built the team around him. You still got to add a couple of competent team members around him for him to really flourish, but this guy is incredible.
Is it just me, or are you trying to grow your eyebrow all the way across? It looks like you're well on the way to having a unibrow.
I would love to get a unibrow because I think now, to be a great player, you have to have one brow.
Shaq?
No comment, Ernie.
Appreciate that. See you later, folks.
Welcome to the weekend, everybody. Let's get it going with NBA action on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan along with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony with Doris Burke reporting on the sidelines. So for the Grizzlies, their last game, a win against the Celtics in Boston.
And the deciding factor in that one was their success from the floor. I mean, they just hit big shots time and time again.
Yeah, just the way you want it when you're the road team. Don't even give the fans a chance to get into it.
Now let's take a look at the starters for New Orleans. Holiday at the 1 with Gordon at the 2. Evans and Anderson, the forwards. And it's Ajinça in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Here's Anderson. It's good. And he makes his first shot of the game. And you know, Ryan Anderson, here's a guy, Greg, who tortures opponents from beyond the arc. Maybe the best long-range shooting power forward in the game today.
And you know, he's tricky out on the perimeter, crafty at running people off picks, spots up well, and even when you close out, he has that high release point and quick trigger to knock it down on you.
On defense, the Pelicans, defeated by the Hornets in their last game. They'll try to put that one behind them.
And that result was no surprise because they played very loosely with the basketball.
They sure did. There's no question about it. And when you come out on the wrong end of the turnover battle, you're often going to be on the wrong end of the scoreboard as well, Greg. You know that. Well, I tell you what, Ryan Anderson creates so many matchup problems for the defense because of his ability as a bigger guy to step out and shoot the deep ball. He can start or be effective off the bench.
And the basket good.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
Memphis on defense. Their last encounter was in New Orleans where they were able to handle the Pelicans.
Yeah, a really close game between these two in that last matchup. It took a total team effort for them to get the win.
It sure did, and they got a lot of scoring from their bench, Greg, and I think that really was the crucial difference.
Ahead. And it's Lee, that time on the assist by Conley.
Outstanding entry pass there. He knew exactly where to go with the ball. And guys, one thing about Ryan Anderson that comes to mind for me, you know, here's a guy that never was a heralded recruit coming out of high school, and he's not going to wow you with his athleticism, but he's just smart enough to know where his strengths lie, and I think that's such an advantage as you become a veteran in this league, is to play to your strength.
Now Gasol following Drew Holiday's three-point attempt.
Good job pulling the trigger when the defense opened up for him. He had an opportunity, took advantage of it.
New Orleans has gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Some nice passing here by New Orleans. Evans' shot is good.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
Conley kicks to Randolph. They kick it out to Green. Pass to Lee from outside the arc. And that one falls coming off Conley's feet. Lee's got 5.
And early on, they've been nearly perfect from the floor. Just the one miss here on their first 5 attempts.
Evans. Lead pass was put in just the right spot.
Good look. He'll make that one most of the time.
The Grizzlies have gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Kevin, I briefly spoke with Alvin Gentry. On his mind, the difficult task of defending Zach Randolph. He said Randolph's especially tough because he's not only a go-to scorer on the low block and the pinch post, but also a guy who can pick up a lot of second chance points with his work on the glass. He's a 20 and 10 double-double guy for a reason. We'll have our hands full trying to slow him down. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Doris. And the Grizzlies making a change here. Allen's checked in. New Orleans also making some changes. Ashik comes in for Alexis Ajinça. And it's Caspian for Ryan Anderson. Pelicans trail by 4. Gordon dishes to Holiday. Caspi passes to Evans. He feeds it to Holiday. There's the pick. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And looking at Drew Holiday, there's one thing he could do to really improve his game. Something that would, for the first time in a full season, help get his field goal percentage up over 45%. And that's just to get to the rim more often. Attack off the dribble.
Looking at who's out there now for the Grizzlies. Brandon Wright's checked in for Gasol. Barnes comes in for Zach Randolph. And it's Udrich in for Mike Conley. And then for New Orleans, Butler comes in for Tyreek Evans. And Cole subbed in for Gordon. High post try. Bounces high off the rim and drops. On the topic of Holiday, there's one stat that proves that he hasn't been going to the basket. He is averaging, Clark, less than 2 free throw attempts a game.
Yeah, his direct competitors are getting to the line. Guys like Lillard and Steph Curry shoot more than double the free throws. That's one reason why through last season they'd won a lot more games than Holiday.
And it's the Pelicans with the ball, following the miss by Tony Allen. Cole's shot is good.
And that's why it's so important to really be a good screening team. You get a lot of open looks from it.
And Udrich kicks to Green. Offensive rebound. Dishes it to Barnes. Here's Wright. And the rebound goes to the Pelicans.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on him.
Three-pointer, Butler. Can't get it to go. Great D that time from Green. Allen outside. And the layup's good off the glass. Allen's got his first basket of the night.
And, obviously, there's some things out there he does not like and wants to talk it over.
Well, Greg, you've played. You envision yourself as a coach as well. So, sometimes you need to make some adjustment.
And first time out of the game called for New Orleans. Carter, he's checked in for Green. And the Pelicans also making a change. Luke Babbitt, he's checked in for Drew Holiday. The Pelicans have gone 6 of 9, shooting it well. Here's Cole. He's guarded by Udrich. Cole's shot is good. Cole's got his second bucket.
If they think that kind of defense is going to get it done against him, they're mistaken.
Carter dished it to Allen. Back to Carter. Stolen away. Outside Butler. Here's Cole. He's guarded by Udrich. And now Barnes running the floor all by himself. And slam dunk by Allen.
Both teams trading punches back and forth. This thing's like a heavyweight fight.
The momentum swings really impossible to keep track of. The energy in the building just keeps going back and forth, ebbing and flowing. I'm loving it.
So it's the Pelicans now. The Grizzlies making the shot. New Orleans moving it around. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Puts up a 3. Here's Hasek. Allen with the rebound. Now Udrich. Right outside. Carter for 3. Oh, he hits it. How about that shot?
Big time.
Incredible.
And money to end the quarter there with the triple.
They knew exactly what they wanted to do right there, Greg, and the timing was right on time.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And for Memphis, guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
It's been about the pace. You can see they're going to try to keep this game in the open floor.
Yeah, and, you know, it's been a tempo that they like, and they're getting some easy buckets in transition here.
And so here's Memphis. They lead by 4. And after this game wraps up, they're off to Atlanta where they'll take on the Hawks. And that'll be the first of a 2-game road trip for them. Randolph is the 4 with Gasol in the middle. A lot of defense with Conley and Lee in the backcourt. And it's Allen in at the 3 slot. That's the group for Memphis to kick off the second quarter.
Yeah, he looked clumsy on that one. He was not going to get away with that.
Yeah, he climbed all over him. I mean, there's a picture of that one in the officiating manual. So clear, easy call.
And the Grizzlies making a change here. Green's checked in. Drew Holiday's checked in for the Pelicans. Now here's Evans. He had an 18-point outing in their last game against the Hornets in Charlotte.
Yeah, and he also did a great job on the backboards, Kev, and that also was a factor.
Here's Ajinça. And even after 2 offensive rebounds, they just can't get the lid off. Gasol with it, and it's Gordon picking him up. Taken away by Holiday. And now the Pelicans on the break. Holiday is running. And the basket by Gordon.
Nice dime drop there from Holiday. Excellent awareness.
Quarter number 2 with just over a minute gone. And to nobody's surprise, Zach Randolph enjoyed an outstanding season, Clark, in 14-15.
And, you know, ironically, by taking more of a backseat to front court make Marc Gasol, Randolph played better, the best rebound rate of his career.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, free throws are always better than a layup, so I'd agree with you there, Greg.
The first one falls.
And for the Grizzlies, they had to be encouraged by Randolph's play after signing him to that extension. I mean, he'd been set back by the knee injury, but he came back in a big way.
Gasol drops 2.
And Randolph happy to be back in Memphis. He said, this is home. This is where I belong. And look, he's helped establish this team as a power in the Western Conference. And for me, this is the right place for him to be.
Memphis leading. And we're a little over a minute and a half into the second quarter of action. Lee goes in. Right block shot. The shot is good off the backboard. Lee's got 7. Here's Holiday. 17 points for him last game against Charlotte.
And Kevin, a remarkable night for him passing the basketball as well. He did a great job racking up the assists.
Well, I think the defense got lucky right there. I mean, he's going to make a lot more of those than he misses when he's got that much room.
And a wide open look for Lee. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. Now it's a 7-point Grizzly lead.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
Yeah, that's a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yeah, he was on the money, that's no doubt.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound department, but that oftentimes is all it takes.
Especially, Greg, when you're scoring the ball at a decent clip the way they have. I mean, they've done exactly what's necessary to take the lead.
Conley, the pass to Gasol. From deep, Green. Can't get it to go. Now New Orleans will take it the other way. Next up for them, the Bucks in Milwaukee. That puts them squarely in the middle of this 5-game road trip. Holiday with it. Conley picks him up. Evans goes in. Dishes to Ajinça. Tries from 7. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
So timeout called here. The first for Memphis. Omer Ashik, he's checked in for Alexis Ajinça. About 3 minutes played so far in the second quarter. Conley kicks to Gasol. Ashik comes up with the rebound. Ashik's got his third rebound tonight. Lee with the steal. The drive by Green, and he gets it to go. Green's got the lead up to 7 now for Memphis.
His ball distribution tonight just as good as it gets.
Yeah, it sure has been. I mean, all you have to do is look at the numbers. There's no lying in those totals.
Now here's Evans. His scoring average sitting at 15 points a game right now. That's a pretty sizable contribution.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Randolph can't hit.
And he thought he had a clear path to the hoop, but the defense didn't give up on that play and cut him off. Zach Randolph getting up there in his mid-30s, but his game has never been based on explosiveness. So it's all about strength, skill, and craft when you talk about Zebo, and he's aging gracefully.
That is good. Now just a 2-point Memphis lead. And so it's Memphis with it. Inside, stolen by Anderson. Oh, here we go with Gordon. Nobody back.
And you can see the importance of that steal. I mean, really a 4-point turnaround with the conversion at the other end right there.
Yeah, the importance of the defense there. Instead of giving up the bucket and having that 5-point deficit, all of a sudden, we got a tie ball game.
He's one of the best in the league at that. Even with just a tiny sliver, he always seems to find a way to get it up and in.
Timeout called here. The Pelicans decide to talk it over.
And did not seem happy about how things are going on right now, and maybe wants to make some changes.
I agree. I mean, just was not comfortable with the way things were set up at that particular time. And in that case, I think it's the right thing to do.
So Memphis going with almost an entire new group here. Brandon Wright's checked in for Randolph. Barnes comes in for Green. Allen's checked in for Lee. And it's Udrich in for Mike Conley. A big group substitution here for New Orleans. Caspi, he's checked in for Anderson. Luke Babbitt comes in for Tyreek Evans. Caron Butler's checked in for Eric Gordon. And it's Norris Cole in for Drew Holiday. Caspi, and it's Wright sending it back. 6 to shoot. Here's Cole. They get it again.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
That's right. 5 of their last 6 makes were on the interior. They've established their inside presence.
Here's Udrich following the score by New Orleans. Here's Barnes, and it's Omer Ashik with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, clearly he hadn't established position there.
Yeah, and I like this call because you want the refs in that situation. If there's any doubt, err on the side of giving the benefit of the doubt to the offensive player. That should have been a block, and it was.
Whoops, anticipated the pass. Turnover.
And with the time left, they still can go 2 for 1.
Boy, they've got to do it fast. They must hurry from here.
And it's Cole missing.
I tell you what, folks, I bet he won't miss that shot next time he takes it.
It's Allen with the drive. Back to Gasol. Falls back and drains the fadeaway jumper. Gasol's got 6 here in this quarter.
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
Elbow shot is on the way, and he gets it to go. Cole's got it all tied up now for New Orleans.
That's a clean look they gave him there, fellas, and he drains those.
And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. For Memphis, they have yet to miss from the free throw line. They're 3 for 3.
Mark Gasol. 2 shots.
And that one falls for Mark Gasol. He's perfect from the line this time. 9 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. And Cole kicks to Caspi. And the go-ahead bucket, no good. And the first half comes to a close. We've got a close game going on here. Grizzlies out in front, up 2. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, Karan, what do you take away from the first half of play as to what the team needs to do when you guys come out to start the second half?
We got to come out with a lot of energy and just keep everybody involved, mentally on the court. Everybody be prepared to go out there and fulfill their role and, win the ball game, whatever it takes.
Karan, thanks for the time. Guys, back to you.
Thank you so much, Doris. Great interview as always. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball shortly.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, this has been a good game here after one half. Everybody, welcome back to the halftime show. Ernie Johnson, Shaq, Kenny Smith. Marc Gasol playing terrific basketball in this one. He had 13 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 assist. There was a lot to like about his first 2 quarters in this one. Kenny, what'd you think about the Grizzlies?
Well, their playmakers were in top form tonight. They showed great court vision and great ball movement. That's why they had so many assists. It's much easier to defend guys who don't want to pass the basketball.
Shaq, how do you think New Orleans played?
The big positive, I think, their points in the paint. They were determined to work the ball inside of Ernie. It worked. It's always worked. I got 4 rings. I know it works for a fact. That's why they call me Dr. O'Neal, because I'm a master at being dominant on the inside. Anyway, you got to keep that going, because that will continue to open things up for them on the perimeter.
And that'll do it for now as we send you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the second half.
And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters. It's been a clinic out there by Marc Gasol.
And his play in that first half, how about the discipline to go along with the efficiency, guys? His shot selection was just perfect.
I agree. I mean, whether it's been from mid-range or in tight, he is taking only what the defense is giving him and not trying to do too much. Very much playing within himself.
On the floor for Alvin Gentry as we get into the second half. Gordon the off guard with Evans at the 3. Alexis Ajinça is out there with Ryan Anderson. And it's Holiday in at the 1 spot. Gordon with no one around. And unable there to get the go-ahead bucket.
And guys, Eric Gordon was an unbelievable three-point shooter last season. 45% from behind the arc. The first time he's been over 40% in his career.
The Pelicans trail. And the layup's good off the glass. Gordon's got the first bucket of the third here for the Pelicans. We were talking about Eric Gordon. He's always had great range, but not always the great shot selection.
And that's a great point because, we see now that he's starting to mature, starting to value every possession. And that's good news for the rest of that team.
And so it's New Orleans with it. The Grizzlies making the shot. Anderson dishes to Gordon. The bucket is good. He'll have a chance for one more. They get Courtney Lee.
Yeah, heard the whistle and then kept his focus and able to still knock it down.
And, Greg, to be able to take the bump like that and maintain control, that's not easy to do. I know you're kind of a little fella, but I was a big guy when I played, so I know how difficult that is. That was impressive.
I see.
Really unfortunate for Eric Gordon that an assortment of injuries have really derailed his career. A few years back, he looked like he'd be an absolute star. Once a 22 points a game score, was down to 13 a game last season.
Stolen by Evans. Here's Holiday. Goes back up. And he lays it up and in. Ajinça's got his third bucket of the night.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
Now a timeout called by Memphis. Yeah, on the topic of Eric Gordon, one would think he's still young and talented enough to be a difference maker with any team. He just has to stay healthy. That really is the bottom line. He's got to keep his health.
Kevin, the truth is, though he's had a number of injuries, they've all been different. It isn't one chronic thing. So with a little good luck, we could see him shine once more.
Charnel Stokes, he's checked in for Green.
Solid on the one-hand throw down there.
You know, Clark, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Yep.
Yeah, and one reason why, I just don't know that I've ever seen him miss a play like that.
Now, here is Holiday. He has 6. 5 to shoot. Lee with the steal. To the paint. Conley gets the bucket. And the Grizzlies lead by 1. 7 lead changes now, and we're just in the third quarter.
Yeah, each side having a tough time staying in front.
Yeah, frustrating for a coach, but it's great to watch as a fan.
Gordon kicks to Holiday. Anderson, a screen on Conley. Holiday, the pass to Anderson. Off target with his 3.
You know, even though he missed that three-point shot, I think the defense has to do a better job of challenging the shot.
Yeah, as a coach, you can really ill afford to have those types of opportunities presented against your defense.
Threw it down with authority.
Oh, he can really fly. And you combine that, Clark, with some of the nice penetration, too, and you've got an easy 2 points.
And able to just play well above the rim. I mean, that makes this guy so dangerous when he's in the game.
Memphis has gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Conley kicks to Lee. Here's Randolph and the powerful one-handed slam.
Rising high to throw that one down.
Sky high, fantastic one-hand jam.
Nice way there, guys, to finish up that possession.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans. Tony Allen's checked in for Memphis. Here is Anderson. And they cash in right away with the quick shot. Anderson's got his second bucket of the night.
How about the inbound pass there? Easy bucket.
Over in the corner, Allen. Here's Gasol, and it's Memphis with another.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
I think they've really got to start committing more bodies down low and really kind of close that area off defensively. You know what? That's what you like to see. A perfect pass leading him right into the shot. Didn't even have to break stride.
Here's Conley. The rebound by Anderson.
Awesome defense. I mean, he'll hit those unless you're right in his grill.
Clark, thinking back to when Mike Conley was drafted 4th back in the 2007 draft, 4th overall. He wasn't an instant starter, but he has gotten better every season.
Yeah, it took him a little while. I mean, he was only a freshman coming out of college back in 2007. A slow start. He had to fight for minutes, grind away. The Grizzlies kept trying to get his replacement, it appeared, but he stayed the course, and now he's their franchise point guard.
Now here's Gordon, following the miss by Michael Conley. And that one is good from Ajinça. Ajinça's got 10 points. Third quarter, guys, and this has been a neck-and-neck game.
Sure has been. I mean, guys, momentum is hard to come by in this one. I mean, it seems like one team gets the lead, and then the other one storms right back.
Both teams getting it done defensively, as evidenced by the 8 lead changes thus far.
And the shot is good.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
I tell you what, it reminds me of one of my college coaches. He used to say, that ain't going to get it done. That's 5 straight baskets in the paint now.
Lee gets to Conley. Baseline try. That's good. Conley's got 4 points in the quarter. And now we'll get perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the Grizzlies.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
Yeah, and also the way they've been able to generate points off of the turnovers that they forced tonight has also helped.
Just 5 on the clock. The shot by Holiday, no good.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
Count the bucket. And it's a 5-point Grizzly lead.
Shots are just flowing for him right now, having a really strong quarter.
And that one's good. Holiday's got 8 points.
Just a late reaction there from the defense, and he is always going to finish that one.
Conley dishes to Gasol, and he stuffs it. What a pass to set him up.
That's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And, you know, that lead's only going to grow if they're not prepared to defend a little more staunchly than that.
And that's Evans penetrating. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
No question about it, Greg. I mean, a ton of contact and a good call by the officials.
This is his first trip to the line tonight.
Tyreek Evans taking 2 shots.
And free throw good from Evans. A big group substitution here for New Orleans. And so he hits both. Udrih. And no good trying to get that one. That concludes the third quarter. It continues to be an exciting neck-and-neck game. Grizzlies lead by 3. Live from the FedEx Forum, you're watching 2K Sports. And we're set to start the action up here in the fourth quarter. And if it's anything like the first 3, we should be in for a treat. Pelicans trail by 3. Udrih out there with Allen. Then it's Brandon Wright. Then it's Matt Barnes. And it's Green in at the power forward position. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis. Here is Caspi. Here's Cole. Drains the three-pointer. Cole's got the game tied up here for the Pelicans.
That's a huge three-pointer. He'd love to become a go-to guy for them here in crunch time.
Stolen by Ashik. And New Orleans pushing it up now. And he draws body contact. Looked like a blocking foul, and he was in the shooting motion. So he'll head to the free throw line.
Grizzlies foul call. Matt Barnes. That's his first personal foul. At the line for the Grizzlies, Luke Bevin. Taking 2 shots.
And the first one drops. Second free throw, no good.
They're ahead, but if they don't get a stop here, that free throw could prove critical.
And Udrih gets it to go.
And this has really been a well-played game up to this point. And you know what? I bet it stays that way until the end.
I certainly hope so. I mean, it's been a terrific contest, and there's nothing like a pair of teams just balling out the way they have been.
And again, Memphis running the court in transition. There's Allen. That's good on the assist by Barnes. And now it's a 3-point Memphis lead.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
The last 5 trips they've had have ended with a great pass leading to a basket. They're really sharing the sugar.
Here's Babbitt. The dish to Casper. Soft touch off the glass.
Yeah, great post position. That's going to be key here in crunch time.
Memphis has gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. Feeds it to Barnes, and the pass to Wright. Boom, he jams it straight down.
Right back to the basics there, using the one-hand slam for that.
Doesn't he make the basics look pretty exceptional?
Yeah, he does. They look sweet when he does them.
And he better stay with those basics because this game is still yet to be determined.
Clark, Brandon Wright was moving all over the league last year, all over the map, traded twice, once from Dallas to Boston, then again sent to Phoenix where he finished up the season.
Kevin, he was only with Boston for 8 games after the trade and seemed to find a better home when he was with Phoenix.
And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
I was able to listen in on what Alvin Gentry had to say to the team. He told his players, guys, we're letting opportunities slip away in transition. Let's push it up the floor, look to score some points in early offense. Kevin, can they pick up the tempo?
Now here is Holiday. Anderson outside. He kicks to Holiday. Just 5 to shoot. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Randolph. Last quarter of play, about 2 minutes in now. And the Pelicans miss again.
And for Wright, being traded twice, he's one of those players that is so efficient, but in small doses. So really the ultimate bench guy to come in and give you minutes in the post.
Pelicans trail by 3. Asik with a screen on Conley. And Holiday, here we go. Anderson can't get it to go. Gasol with the defensive effort. The Grizzlies have gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the fourth.
You know, I think that will ultimately be Wright's role going forward. A great bench option. Despite all the trades, last year he was still extremely efficient as a scorer.
Here's Holiday after the made shot from Zach Randolph. Clock at 6. Gordon kicks to Caspi. Puts one up from 19. Hits the front of the rim and out. And the Grizzlies leading by 5. Here's Allen.
Whoa! Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
And Greg, I love the fact he's always in control. Even though he's going at breakneck speed, he still maintains his body control.
Special thanks to Kia for that sweet Kia Slam Cam replay. That's good. 10 points for Drew Holiday.
And tired legs affect you at the defensive end first, and that's what we're seeing here.
You called it, Greg. As much offense as we saw early, we're seeing even more of it here late. Some good numbers for Allen. He's got 8 points and 4 assists.
At the line for your Grizzlies, Tony Allen. 2 shots.
And that one falls for Allen. The Pelicans making a switch here. Evans is checked in. And Allen drops them both. Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Rejected by Gasol. And that's out of bounds. New Orleans will retain possession. Alexis Ajinça has checked in for New Orleans.
Alexis Ajinça.
Here's Gordon. Excellent D there from Allen.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
And guys, you know that rebounding is a huge part, a huge component of winning games. It's not a glamour stat, but it's necessary if you're going to be a winning team.
Pelicans trail by 9. Holiday with it. There's the pick. Evans outside. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time. Holiday's got 6 assists in the game. The Grizzlies have gotten it done so far from the field here in the fourth, going 6 for 7. Stolen by Holiday. Here's Evans. Rejected by Gasol. Here's Allen. That one is good again. He's 6 for 8 from the floor with the basket.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans. They're trailing by 9. There's 1:40 left here in the fourth quarter. Without question, Marc Gasol displaying his skills today.
He's getting to the rack all game, and if they can't do a better job of keeping him out of the paint, they're in for a long night.
The Grizzlies making a switch here. Carter's checked in. .136 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Evans. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Well, Evans has been great. He has 12 points, and he was able to come up with 1 steal, too.
You know what? He's been a difference maker defensively today, Clark. He's disrupted more plays than the stat sheet will show.
Getting to the stripe is something they've been doing a lot of in the second half, guys.
And when you're behind, it's a good strategy. Not only do you get points, but you also get to set your defense.
That one falls, so he hits both of them. 1:32 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Allen against Gordon. Allen passes to Randall. A baseline J, and Eric Gordon pulls it down. Pelicans trail by 7. He dishes it to Holiday. He gets that one to drop. He's now 5 of 12.
Big-time basket there on the inside. I mean, he had to get that one up and over the big guy.
Way up and over the big guy. And what a time in the ball game to make it happen.
Now here's Gasol. They get it back. Back to Carter. Shot clock at 6. Second chance shot. And there's Gasol. That's good on the assist by Carter. And the Grizzlies lead by 7.
The defense played him close on that one, but he just would not be denied. Aggressive move for the score.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans. They're behind by 7. There's 49 seconds left in the game. There's 49 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Out to the wing. Ajinça dishes to Gordon. Connects! Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
Nice piece of work there. Get yourself a little space and pull the trigger.
And so they foul intentionally.
His first personal foul. Second team foul.
There's 39 seconds left in the fourth. Carter with it. Evans picks him up. That drive by Carter, and he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
You just no let up, guys. They just keep coming at you.
Well, this lead is too big to overcome. I'm going out on the limb right now. There's just not enough time left on the clock to make up the ground they have to make up.
Not sure there's anything they can do to salvage this one.
Not anymore. I mean, any chance they had got away from them, slipped right out of their hand.
And he's had an excellent performance overall from the field.
And they go to the intentional foul.
New Orleans foul. His second personal foul. Third team foul. Shooting for Memphis. Michael Conley.
First free throw is good, and that increases their lead to 6. Second one is good. Getting both at the line, and it's a 7-point game.
And as long as they can keep doing that kind of work at the foul line, this lead will be safe.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans. They're down by 7. 23 seconds left in the game. 23 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. And they can just dribble the ball until the buzzer.
Yeah, exactly. They got to be happy with the outcome here.
Elated, you're right. Back to Randolph. And the rebound goes to the Pelicans.
That's what we call good defense in the paint. Worth its weight in gold.
It absolutely is, and maybe even more than that. I mean, you saw it right there. Without his presence, that's an easy basket.
So it's Memphis picking up the win. Probably a little closer than they would have liked it, but a win nonetheless.
Yeah, it appeared to me as though the fans gave them the emotional boost they needed down the stretch, Kevin. This crowd was not going to let this one slip away.
And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Well, Mark, congratulations on this win. What was the key to getting the rhythm going for the team's offense?
Sharing the ball, just making the play, just, making each other better. Not always something real good in that. It gets contagious both sides.
Mark, thank you for the time, guys. This is a heck of a big man.
All right, Doris, great job. Thanks so much. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. And now we'll head over to the studio with Ernie Johnson.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, everybody. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaq and the Jet as we present our Jordan Player of the Game, Marc Gasol. He made all the key plays every step of the way. They depend on him to deliver these sorts of performances, and he helped carry his team tonight.
He had a sensational night shooting the ball. Over 60% reminds me of myself. If you're shooting over 60%, you're playing smart. You're being aggressive, and you're creating opportunities. What a spectacular performance.
He definitely put in the work down low. Used his size and his footwork. Got some big-time buckets, high-percentage looks. I think he really fueled their offense with that inside presence throughout the game.
And that'll do it for our broadcast tonight. Hope you enjoyed the show. For me and Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, have a wonderful evening.
It's time to get away. It's time to get away from you. It's time to get away.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello and welcome, everybody. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. We're glad to have you with us on 2K Sports. Tonight, it'll be the Memphis Grizzlies up against the Atlanta Hawks. Checking out Atlanta, they lost their first matchup against these guys. This, their final game against them in the regular season, looking to finish with a split. And while we have a moment here, another discussion topic. Shaq, you are one of the most physical players the league has ever seen. Who would you say right now are the league's most physical players?
Sorry to correct you, Ernie. Not one of the most, the most. But anyway, Ernie, to answer
you're
your
not
question,
sorry to correct me. You take great pleasure in correcting.
And one of the most humblest.
Elbow sandwich, that's right. So let me go, Ernie. Let's see. Point guards, how about Russell Westbrook? Mm-hmm. Shooting guards, I'm going to go with maybe D. Wade or Lance Stevenson.
Okay.
And at the small forward,
That's easy.
I got to go with the greatest of the game, LeBron King James.
Well, since he took the smaller guys, which is unique, I'm going to take the power forwards. Blake Griffin. And you know what?
He's one of the league's most physical players?
Yeah, Blake Griffin. Yeah, he's physical. He just gets thrown around a lot sometimes, but
Well, he's not physical then. Crazy.
no, but he throws it around too,
Oh,
man.
does not.
He throws it around.
Does not.
Yes, he does. He and Zach Randolph.
D-U-Z-N-O-T.
Yeah, I like
Does
Zach.
not.
Yes, he does. And Dwight Howard is physical, and my man Nikola
Pekovic.
Yes, is one of the toughest bigs I've seen around.
And what's Dwight Howard's name? You can say it.
Dwight Howard.
No, say it.
Super Dwight Howard.
Say it with some energy. One
Come on,
time.
give us a Superman.
Superman is in the building.
There he goes. There
now,
he goes.
Now you ticked off the big fella. That's it for now. Talk to you later.
The Hawks play before the hometown crowd, and we've got it live right here from Atlanta, Georgia. For the Memphis Grizzlies, they won their last contest, that game against the New Orleans Pelicans.
And we've talked about how in the NBA you've got to earn your points the hard way, and that really wasn't the case in that game for them.
No, there was no hard way about it. I mean, they got their points easily on dunks and layups against a defense that really didn't offer much of a fight.
And the starting group for the Grizzlies. A lot of defense with Conley and Lee in the backcourt. Green is the 3 with Zebo at the 4. And it's Gasol at the center position. Well, a word you'll hear in the NBA these days is gravity. Property of great shooters to draw defenders out and space the floor. A few players with more gravitational pull, I guess you could say, than Kyle Korver.
Yeah, he commands a lot of defensive attention, actually superstar level attention.
And here's Millsap. Michael Conley getting his 3 to go. It's Millsap with the drive, and the shot is good. Millsap's got his first bucket in this one.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
Here's Gasol. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. That one on Horford.
And Marc Gasol, surprisingly nimble for a 7-footer. He really moves his feet well at both ends of the floor.
And when you look at Marc Gasol now versus when he came into the league, remarkable how that body of his, Clark, has transformed.
Kevin, he changed his diet and he dropped a bunch of weight. Believe it or not, he even grows vegetables at his house. He's really gone all in on the transformation of his body.
Clark, good information.
Yes, sir.
How'd
That's
you know
what we
all
do.
that stuff?
That's what we do here.
Woo.
Info and entertainment.
Oh. And so he's able to get 1 of 2.
And you can see that even though he ties the game up, disappointed he couldn't give him the lead.
Lee against T. Shot clock at 5. And he banks in the layup.
And that's what he does. I mean, he is a bucket getter.
Memphis with the ball. Last time they met was in Memphis.
And in the last face-off against these guys, they enjoyed a huge advantage in free throw percentage.
Yeah, it was really simple. I mean, you look at the numbers, they did a better job of knocking down the free throws. There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
Dishes it to Prince. He feeds it to Horford. From 13. Not enough on that one as it misses.
Yeah, but the hand in the face, it's critical that you contest his shots every time down the floor.
Conley kicks to Gasol. And stolen by Prince. Fast break here. Here come the Hawks. Prince with the ball.
4 or 5 shots have dropped for them already. Not a bad way to get things started.
Memphis has gone 2 of 2 from 3-point range here in the first quarter. Conley kicks to Randolph. The shot, no good. Good work defensively by Millsap. And now here comes Teague leading the break. Here's Korver. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling.
This is his first free throw of the game.
All right, now, take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. Look at his contract, and Kyle Korver is a steal, Clark, at 4 years and $24 million.
Yeah, but he's a guy not only who can shoot it, clearly, but a good team defender as well. I think he's a really solid, complete player and a pro's pro in terms of the locker room.
Yeah, seems when he's on the floor, the Hawks a different team offensively.
No question.
Both free throws good from Korver.
And Korver, not the longest or the most athletic, but he's disciplined and also moves his feet well. So they talk about staying on a string defensively. He's always attentive and engaged.
It's Gasol missing.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over it.
Teague with a clean look. Drains the three-pointer. Teague's got 5.
And Korver, a guy who'll set a hard screen, scrap for rebounds. He's come from a basketball family. You can sense, though, his love for the game. He wants to do the little things now that help you win, and that's one reason why he was an all-star a season ago. And that's almost automatic anytime he can get the ball in that position.
Outside Teague. Another 3 for Atlanta.
They worked hard and created great chances for themselves in this opening quarter.
And if they match that effort at the defensive end, watch out.
Now here's Lee. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against New Orleans. And it's sent back by Horford. And Randolph throws it down. The Hawks leading by 5. T kicks to Korver. Outside Millsap. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. The feed to Prince. 6 to shoot. Fires at the elbow. Millsap misses.
Well, that's an excellent challenge right there. Good job contesting that shot by the defender.
Left side Gasol. It's stolen by Korver. Prince, the pass to Horford. And Courtney Lee gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him.
And that's his second foul already, and that's going to force him to tone down his aggression defensively.
Here's what Atlanta's going with right now. Young's checked in for Millsap. Cephalosha comes in for Tayshaun Prince. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Kyle Korver. Teague for 3. Atlanta again missing.
And no excuse there for missing that one after being freed up by a great pick.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, they came away empty, but they got the look they wanted, and really, I like the movement and communication there.
Now here's Schroeder. 11 points for him in that last game against the Raptors in Toronto. From outside the arc, and Jeff Teague good for 3. Teague's got 11 points.
They're going back to the three-point shot over and over and over.
And they may have found the Achilles heel of this defense. That was their 9th straight point from beyond the arc.
Here's Young. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. To the inside. Here's Allen. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. With this break in the action, here's a look at the teams that have blocked the most shots in the NBA this last month. The Hawks second.
You know, shot blocking can sometimes be like a spark plug or an energy injection for the defense. Their home crowd really gets into it when they throw those shots out of there.
And he makes the first. For the Hawks, Scott comes in for Al Horford. And Justin Holiday subbed in for Jeff Teague. And Allen drops them both. There's 49 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Schroeder kicks to Holiday. Young, right side. Outside Holiday. Pass to Schroeder. Back to Young. Feeds to Cephalosha. Young, a screen on Barnes. Holiday, no one around him. Misses the three.
Boy, that's a surprising miss right there. He usually feasts on those wide open opportunities.
Right down low, guarded by Holiday. And that one's good. Wright's got his first basket of the night. Atlanta leading by 4. Here's Schroeder. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Shoots from 12. Cannot hit. Allen outside. That misses. Would have kind of had it gone in. The basket's coming early and often in the first quarter. Hawks lead by 4. And the second quarter will be on the way when we come back. And a chance now to hear from Paul Millsap talking about the confidence of his team.
Our attitude approaching the game has been, we can beat any team in this league. If we work together and, put everything into play, we'll be all right. And that's the kind of attitude we've been having. That's the attitude we have to keep.
Greg, it's got to be more than just attitude, right? I mean, ultimately, don't you have to have guys step up and produce in some cases or even overproduce?
You do, but really it is about attitude and confidence. I mean, those are the two elements that if you bring to the table, you really will have a chance to beat anyone. And so don't discount that attitude when you're on a roll. They call it getting your swag on today. Back in the day, it was called having your mojo working. Right. So same thing, and you can ride that for quite a ways.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. Well, from what you guys are seeing from the Hawks, what are you thinking about their performance?
I tell you what, the scoring has come in threes for the most part here so far.
Every time down the floor, it seems they're knocking down the triple.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. So, on the 4 for Memphis. Randolph is the 4 with Gasol in the middle. Udrich out there with Conley. And it's Allen in at the 3, the small forward. And he slams it down right on the top of Thaddeus.
And you talk about momentum. That sort of action delivers a type of energy to your team that you just can't quantify.
You know what? I'm going to quantify it right now, Clark. And this is a close game, and that was something special.
And really, in a game, you guys, in a game like this, though, when you have a chance to send a message, you do. And boy, did he ever on that play.
And that was Kia bringing you the close-up on the big-time play. Here's Gasol. Thaddeus Young picking up that last basket. And Udrich gets it to go.
Boy, I tell you, last season was a big one for the Hawks and Coach Budenholzer. Their dominant season won him multiple Coach of the Month titles, and eventually he won the Coach of the Year award.
Yeah, saw some things that just weren't working for them and wants to make some adjustments.
Yeah, and no reason to wait around to do that, Greg. I mean, might as well make those adjustments right away.
And now the first timeout called here for the Hawks. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to the Raptors.
Probably their poorest defensive effort all season long. I mean, at home, that kind of D is not going to cut it. Never mind when you're on the road.
Hey, I don't know, guys. This may be all speculation. Perhaps they had a bad flight into town the night before, and we all know a rough flight in can lead to turbulence on the court.
And Atlanta will go for a different look here. Al Horford, he's checked in for Mike Scott. Millsap comes in for Thaddeus Young. Tayshaun Prince is checked in for Cephalosha. And it's Korver in for Justin Holiday. And Memphis also making a switch. Lee's checked in. Korver kicks it over to Schroeder. And now approaching 2 minutes of action here in the second quarter. Shoots off the screen. Gasol with the rebound. His leads have gone a nice 3 of 3 to start the second. Lee dishes to Allen. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist. Allen's got his second bucket of the night.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
That's his first personal foul.
And a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Grizzlies.
Fellas, they're passing the ball the way you're supposed to here in this first half.
Something else they've been able to do so far tonight is earn those tough points in the paint.
All right, now, take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw, no good. And he isn't the biggest body at 6'8", Clark, but Paul Millsap, very effective.
And part of his being underrated and underestimated, I think, is due to that size. But folks are finally starting to come around. That kind of production he's put up will make that happen.
Atlanta making a switch here. Teague's checked in. And he sinks the second.
And Millsap with over a 7-foot wingspan and also just a great nose for the ball. He gets you rebounds, blocks, and he leads all power forwards in steals pretty much every season.
And the whistle blows, and it's going to be an over-the-back call here.
And that's an aggressive play to try to get the rebound, just a little too aggressive.
And unnecessary. That's over the top. That's doing too much, Greg. He wasn't in good position there, and he was never going to get the ball. He just wasted a foul.
There's Lee with the three. Tayshaun Prince with the rebound.
And speaking of Millsap's defense, I mean, he can switch out and cover perimeter players as well. His smaller stature gives him that versatility, but then the long wingspan allows him to still bang with the biggies.
Allen gets to Conley, launches a three, and the shot is good. Conley's got 6.
Great job from behind the arc this quarter. I mean, shooting just under 60% for the game. I mean, that's smoking.
Here's Millsap. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat. And the Grizzlies, guys, a powerful post-play team. Mike Conley, though, is still the straw that stirs the drink. I mean, he may be the most underrated point guard in our league. His quickness and ability to penetrate the lane brings a great balance to their offense.
About 3 minutes played so far in the second quarter. Courtney Lee is on the wing. Conley, the pass to Allen. And not a good shot for him. They can get better looks than that. And it's Korver in the corner. His 3-pointers off the mark. Grizzlies have gone 5 of 7 from the field here in the second. Conley dishes to Randolph and stolen by Horford. Teague drives in. And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. Fires the three. It's rebounded by Memphis. Gasol's got his 3rd rebound tonight.
Oh! I don't know that this is the time for that kind of flair. In a close game, the important thing is the 2 points, not the dramatics.
Oh, come on, Clark. He had to go for it, didn't he?
Yeah, but hey. He's an athlete, and I can't fault him for that one, although if he missed it, I might have.
Here's Conley, and it's good. Fought through contact, hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
Well, that's why they're on the lead. Aggressive play at both ends. Very nicely done there.
Absolutely. They make the steal, pay dividends instantly on the fast break.
And the Grizzlies with some changes. Brandon Wright's checked in for Gasol. Green comes in for Zach Randolph. And it's Barnes in for Allen.
And, guys, one thing you sometimes gets lost. I mean, Mike Conley is a proven winner. Remember, you go back in high school, won 3 state titles, and the one season at Ohio State led them to the national title game. So that aspect of what he brings, the intangibles, you're going to be a winner if Mike Conley's on your roster.
The Hawks trail by 4. Outside Teague. Outside for Korver. Here's the three. It's rebounded by Memphis. And for Mike Conley, growing up, he played on some tremendously talented teams. Guys like Greg Oden, Josh McRoberts, his teammates.
Yeah, you know, Kevin, he never had to really look for his own offense to win games with those kind of players around him. He came into the league more focused on setting up his teammates, and that's what he does well.
T kicks to Korver. He dishes it to Millsap. Millsap sets the pick for Prince. There's the pick. Millsap a screen. Teague against Conley. 4 on the shot clock. Teague the pass to Prince. No good with the triple.
Even against solid defense, he's still going to try to continue to make that shot.
And I wouldn't bet against him in that situation the next time out.
And finished off by Wright.
You know, he's not your typical NBA center in terms of height, guys, but he plays as big as any of them, thanks to his incredible bounce ability.
A chance at a 2-for-1 if they want it.
If I'm them, I try it.
Korver kicks to Millsap. Hawks passing it around. And Teague, here we go. And he gets the bucket. Teague's got 4 this quarter.
Wow, and how huge has he been today? Really just giving his team a nice lift.
Yeah, and he's kept them close enough to be within striking range. I mean, the deficit would be much larger if not for the efficiency of his play. And, fellas, in this quarter, he's improved on what was already a very good performance in period number 1.
And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
That's his first personal foul.
This is his first chance at the line tonight.
And, you know, something I remember from their last game was how good he was at the line.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, he attacked, got to the line a bunch, and cashed in on his chances. And, guys, I think that's a tribute to his work ethic. I mean, it's not by accident that he's enjoying the success he is at the free throw line.
And so Teague gets 2 free throws.
Just solid. Really one of the very best there is at the free throw line.
And right, here we go. Lee. And it's in. Oh, wow, he nails the buzzer beater.
Nice shot there without a second to spare.
You know, as a defending team in that situation, it really irks you to give up a shot like that to close out the quarter. You know, oftentimes those end-of-quarter points can be the difference in a ball game.
That'll do it for the first half. Memphis out in front. They lead by 8. Time now for the halftime break, with the third quarter soon to follow right here on 2K Sports.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We welcome you to the halftime show on 2K Sports. For the Grizzlies, the first quarter was pretty even. They never got too far behind, as their largest deficit in the period was 8. The second quarter went their way, all the way, as they raced to the lead and stretched their advantage to 8 points by the halftime break. What'd you think, Shaq, about the first half we saw from the Grizzlies?
The bulk of their offense, Ernie, Kenny, has come in the paint. See, it's just as good. It's hard-nosed basketball when you play in the post. Trust me, I know. You wouldn't know nothing about that, Kenny, little man.
And now, Kenny, let's get your opinion on Atlanta.
One problem is that they didn't show enough aggressiveness on the boards. When you start losing a game, that's when you're supposed to tighten up and toughen up. Your pride has to be challenged, and you need to rise to the occasion. They've got to be more aggressive as a team, and that will cut into the lead.
And that'll do it for now, as the second half of our game is about to get underway. Kevin Harlan has the call.
And we welcome you back to start the quarter. Players had a chance to get hydrated with Gatorade. And there's certain to be some great basketball ahead for us. It's been one outstanding game from Jeff Teague.
Just in attack mode, he was able to get in the lane at will in that first half.
Yeah, it really was aggressive attacking basketball at its finest. I mean, really a lot of fun to watch.
And the Grizzlies leading by 8. Millsap at power forward with Horford at the center. Teague and Korver are the guards. And it's Prince in at the small forward. They're the group for Mike Budenholzer starting the second half.
You know, huge height advantage there, but because of the great body control, he's able to cancel it out.
Agreed. The body control essential in that situation. I mean, if you're giving up a bunch of height, then you better be able to manufacture things in the air.
Horford attacking, and that one hits back iron. You can say so much about Marc Gasol and his defensive impact. As we all know, the Defensive Player of the Year back in 2013.
Yeah, tremendous size, Kevin, and the awareness to always get his body and frame in the right place to help anchor his team's defense.
Oh, that's terrific defense there. That's how you protect the rim.
The Hawks trail by 10. To the middle, here's Prince. And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2.
You know, and for Marc Gasol, he might not generate a ton of blocks or steals, but here's a guy that understands positioning from a defensive standpoint, and he's able to just stay in front, challenge shots, and also provide help to his teammates.
For Atlanta, they have hit most of their free throws tonight, 5 of 6.
And Marc Gasol has plenty of size to hold his ground on the inside. I'm always amazed how well he moves away from the paint. One of his great strengths, I believe, and although not the quickest, he has unbelievable footwork, which allows him to cover so much ground.
Tayshaun Prince, one of the ultimate Velcro guys. I mean, he's been in the league a long time. The consummate pro, as detailed, steady, and unflappable as they come. I tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And you know, Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad he didn't, because otherwise we'd probably have a 45-minute delay here if he shattered the backboard.
Atlanta calls timeout. And back to Tayshaun Prince for a moment. So much big game experience, a championship in 04 with the Pistons. That has to rub off on a team when you have a guy like that around in the locker room, on the floor. He's seen it all.
You know, it's a great point. And whether it's in games or practice or even in the locker room, his presence adds continuity. It's like having an extra coach looking out for the younger players.
The Hawks trail by 11. Teague with the ball. 17 points in the game. Pass to Millsap. And that comes off the assist by Jeff Teague. And it's 7 points for Millsap. Last year, a good one for Jeff Teague, Clark. He was a first-time All-Star in this league.
He's a pick-and-roll technician, so good in reading the defense as he operates from that spot on the floor. He was really the catalyst for what was a really efficient offense for the Hawks.
Some changes for Memphis. Carter comes in for Jeff Green. And Tony Allen subbed in for Lee. Right around a minute and a half played here in the third quarter.
Jeff Teague, a real speed merchant. I mean, very tough to stay in front of. He can put you on skates, blow by, and get right to the rim. How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
Memphis leading by 10.
And guys, Jeff Teague, an attack guard. He's just an average three-point shooter, but he gets to the free throw line in bunches, shoots at a high percentage, and has really revolved, I think, into one of the elite point guards in the league.
Carter with the block.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats, that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead.
Teague dishes to Korver. A step-back shot here. No good on the shot. A bit long that time.
I tell you what, the defense should send Christmas cards for that miss.
And Vince Carter with the slam.
Tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
That's bringing it down hard, Clark.
Yes,
bringing it down hard,
yes,
my brother.
Yes,
Symbolic there as well of the effort here tonight.
Here's Teague. He's got 17. To the inside. That's good from Horford on the assist by Teague.
Good job threading that pass into the lane. I like his vision, guys. He sees everything.
And the Grizzlies leading by 13. Clark, looking around the league, there's no team that teams want to play less than the Memphis Grizzlies. They just wear you down.
Well, they play a physical brand of basketball. They play hard. Everybody's on the same page. And even if you beat the Grizzlies, they take a lot out of you in terms of how they try to wear you down.
Not phased at all by having a bigger defender on him down low, and I really thought he would be.
You know, at first glance, you wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation. But, boy, I tell you what, he didn't look like he was out of his element at all right there.
And the Grizzlies played so well against all the other playoff teams. Part of it is that they just have a style that matches up well with anyone.
While we have the chance, we'd like to reveal the list of the past month's best fast break teams in the NBA. Number 1, the Grizzlies.
Now, they've been playing an exciting brand of basketball during that time. I mean, taking every chance to get out in the open floor.
You know, that's the thing with the Memphis Grizzlies. I mean, there isn't a team that gives them too much trouble anywhere in the league. They're good at home and on the road. They're used to playing in tight, low-scoring games, and they create that situation with their deliberate style.
And a regroup necessary. Timeout taken by Mike Budenholzer.
Yeah, enough scoring on the inside there. I think it's time for him to send a message to his team.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I guarantee you this talk centers around cutting down on all of those points coming in the paint. They've got to show more resistance there.
And the Hawks with a completely new group on the floor. Memphis also making some changes. Wright, he's checked in for Randolph. Barnes comes in for Vince Carter. And it's Udrich in for Mike Conley. Outside Holiday. Unloads from 13. And he sinks that one in the back of the rim on the way in.
They've been getting it inside at every opportunity and getting results, too.
Yeah, that's a winning formula as far as I'm concerned. They've been the aggressors and far more assertive on the offensive end.
Gasol passes to Barnes. And again, Memphis no good. The Hawks trail by 9. Cephalosha kicks it over to Schroeder. And Scott now, top of the key, to the left wing. Shot clock at 5. Goes up on the high post. Excellent D there from Allen. And the Grizzlies leading by 9. Down low and right. Here we go.
Udrich with the excellent feed that time.
.55 seconds left in the third quarter. Now here's Schroeder. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. That's good.
Yeah, heads-up aggressive play right there. Saw the smaller man on him and took it straight to the basket.
Memphis has gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. Gasol, it's good. This time the assist from Udrich. And the Grizzlies lead by 11.
They haven't been as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. They're playing smart with the lead. I like that. They're being very selective and deliberate in their offense. That's a good strategy when you're on top.
Here's Scott. Buries it from about 10 feet away. Scott's got his first bucket of the night.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
I tell you, we're taking a look at some real deficiencies defensively. I mean, they've given up 5 straight good looks in the paint.
And here's Schroeder. Kicks it to Scott. Lets it go from 11. And Atlanta again with the bucket.
And you can sense things now starting to tighten up. Their offense has become unstoppable.
And, Greg, I'm not quite sure why it took them as long as it did to finally get things going. But as we always say, better late than never.
The points coming in bunches as we wrap up the third quarter. It's been a good one. Grizzlies lead by 7. 2K Sports back in a moment here at Phillips Arena in Atlanta. The fourth quarter just moments away now as we welcome you back. Here's Teague. So on the 4 for Memphis. Green is the 3 with Zebo at the 4. A lot of defense with Conley and Lee in the backcourt. And it's Wright in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And Teague, here we go. And it's Wright sending it back.
You know, not really a significant margin in terms of them rebounding, but enough to get the job done.
Yeah, but one more advantage in the stat column, and that's what's translated to this lead.
No good from Lee. The Hawks trail by 5. Here's Schroeder. Nailed from three-point land.
What a time for him to step up. Big 3 right there.
Guys, some great passing from him.
Yeah, it makes it tough for the defense to chase that ball around when it moves that crisply all over the court.
Yeah, everybody's touching it, and you're starting to see the assists pile up because the rhythm is on display offensively.
Teague up top. A few possessions into the fourth quarter, just over a minute played. Good!
I mean, you never expect to get opportunities that easy coming down the stretch of a tight game.
Now Conley. Right, left side. Outside Conley. The Grizzlies with another miss. The Hawks have gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the fourth. That's good from Horford on the assist by Teague. 6 points for Al Horford.
You love it when a big man has those soft hands. Rarely any problem converting that close to the rim.
And the wide open shot from Green bangs home the trifecta. And the Grizzlies lead by 1. It's been a tight one so far. Very close game.
Well, 7 lead changes, Kevin, in this one, and we could very well be seeing more.
And matchups, it's really what it's all about, and these two teams are really equal.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
And that's because the ball is looking for the best shot, and it's really paid off for them during the run. And as far as jump shots go, that's what you have to continue to try and get.
I don't know how that one stayed out.
And it's Schroeder missing.
You can't miss those, but even the best do on occasion.
Conley dishes to Randolph. That's a 2 from Lee. Can't get it to go. And Atlanta will come the other way. Here's Teague. Tough possession there. They stayed with it, but they just couldn't make it. Green kicks to Wright. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Solid on the one-hand throw down there.
You know, Clark, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Yep.
Yeah, and one reason why, I just don't know that I've ever seen him miss a play like that. You know, I think he just wants to tinker with the game plan a little bit, and I think that's a wise timeout.
And part of it, too, Greg, was he saw some things going on out there that he didn't care for.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Yes, guys, Mike Budenholzer had some words for his team. He tried to really fire them up to bring it home, saying, all night, you have all night to rest after the final buzzer. For now, we have to lay it on the line and try to bring it home. Guys, back to you.
All right, Doris, thank you very much. Stolen by Conley. And now in transition is Lee. Here we go. Oh!
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker.
And the replay, of course, presented by Kia. What a play. Conley kicks to Green. Memphis moving it around. Here's Randolph, and he jams it with authority.
Boy, this game has really started to heat up. I didn't think it could get any more high scoring than it already was.
Well, I tell you what, I don't mind it. You don't either, it sounds like. Good offense is entertaining, and that's exactly what we're getting.
Picked by Horford. Teague drives in. And the shot is good. The Grizzly lead has been cut down to just 1 on the bucket from Horford.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
Here's Gasol, and it's Memphis with another.
This team really feeds off of one another in terms of their energy.
Perhaps, Greg, some type of motivational speech at halftime got both of these teams fired up.
Time called here. The Hawks decide to talk it over. They're losing by 3. 1:52 left in the fourth quarter. Vince Carter, he's checked in for Jeff Green.
Make some noise!
.152 left in the fourth quarter. Teague drives in. Misses from short range.
You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far. Michael Conley with excellent vision on that pass.
Atlanta calls timeout. They're trailing by 5. 1:37 left here in the fourth quarter. Korver passes to Horford. Teague dishes to Korver. Teague against Conley. And Teague, here we go. And he finishes nicely on the way. Teague's got 21.
I mean, already hot coming into the game. Is it fair to say he's hotter?
Conley kicks to Korver. And the defense didn't have position. They whistle a blocking foul, and he'll go to the line. All right, we'll take a look now at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Grizzlies.
They haven't been pushed around in the paint at all in this game. They have been the aggressors.
Another thing they've done tonight well is share the ball. So many of their points have come off of good, crisp passes.
And so he drops them both. It's a 5-point game.
What a great game for Vince Carter in this one. He has 9 points and a block. Boy, he's been a big contributor in this one.
And it isn't something that they get from him every game, but I tell you what, they got to be loving it today.
Inside, it's tipped and stolen by Prince. Conley against Teague. Back to Korver. Outside Teague. Millsap. No good. And it's Memphis the other way. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. And it's Carter missing.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you could see the frustration on his face.
Teague, the pass to Corver. Buries it. What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass. Yeah, that's a super defensive play. If that gets through, no doubt they score.
And that's why he sold out for it, because he knew he had to make that play. He wasn't going to let them get the advantage.
30 seconds left in the fourth quarter. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time.
And you can tolerate gaffes like that sometimes, but in a close game, man, I tell you what, that really hurts.
Atlanta calls timeout. They trail by 3. 27 seconds left to play in the final quarter.
You need every basket you can get.
Greg, I think they're still alive here, but they better execute every trip down the floor from here on out. Al Horford clearly has the touch right
now. 20 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one, and that's an intentional foul.
That's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
Yeah, they have to extend the game. I mean, plain and simple. Use every second you can on the clock here.
Drops the first one, and that will put them up by 2. Second one is good. Getting both at the line, and it's a 3-point game.
That last free throw was critical. Their only choice now is to go for the 3 to tie.
Millsap a screen. Teague kicks to Millsap. And there's the pass to Corver to tie it up. Right between the eyes. A tremendous 3 to tie it up. Timeout called, the Grizzlies. The score is tied at 73. Just 4 seconds left in the fourth. The dish now to Randolph. Here's Gasol. It's in!
Oh, and look at how well he led him in there. Really, he passed him open for that deuce.
So a close game sees Memphis take this one. This win, such a tremendous emotional boost for him.
Really an accomplishment and crazy finish to take a road game like this and simply deflate an entire building.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for watching. And now time to go to Ernie Johnson, who's alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Hey y'all, Ernie Johnson here along with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome back for the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Mike Conley. He was the engine that drove this team the whole night, and his teammates had no problem harnessing the power of that motor. And Shaq, I can tell you want to say something. Your comments?
Conley's got so many things he brings to the team. He controls the flow of the offense like a conductor. Everything starts with him. He's a threat all over the place in transition, on the pick and roll, and especially from three-point range.
He was dead on from the field tonight, guys. I'd call his performance economical because there was no wasted opportunities. He took advantage of every good look he got. I mean, everything he put up was going in.
And that'll do it for tonight. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and our illustrious 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson. Have a good night, everybody.